4th, 2007. This was the very first Night of Champions concept. It was still under the WWE Vengeance name, but it was the first ever Night of Champions concept, where every match on this pay-per-view was a championship match. Okay? I'm going to go over with you that exact card, and then we're going to get into this commentary and explain why WWE has completely fucked this pay-per-view. And as it sits right now in modern-day WWE 2015, it means absolutely jack shit. Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch defeated the Hardys, Matt and Jeff, Tag Team Championship. Chavo Guerrero defeated Jimmy Wang Yang for the Cruiserweight title. Johnny Nitro defeated CM Punk for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. Santino Marella defeated Umaga for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. MVP defeated Ric Flair for the WWE United States Championship. Deuce and Domino with Cherry defeated Sergeant Slaughter and Jimmy Snuka for the WWE Tag Team Championship. The Lance Cade, Trevor Murdoch, and the Hardys match was for the World Tag Team Championships. And you guys continue to say, JD, why don't they split the rosters up? Fuck no, man. We only need one Tag Team Championship. We only need one World Championship. Splitting the rosters and creating championships for their brands is fucking terrible. I hated it, and they should never go back to that idea or concept ever again. Deuce and Domino with Cherry defeated Slaughter and Snuka for the Tag Team Championship. Edge defeated Batista by countout. That was a last chance match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Candice Michelle defeated Melina for the WWE Women's Championship. Ooh, the Women's Championship, not Diva. Not Diva. They should go back to that and the belt while they're at it. John Cena defeated Mick Foley, Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton, King Booker with Queen Sharmell in a 5-pack challenge for the WWE Championship. Not one match was a singles grudge match or a fucking Monday Night Raw rematch. Every match on this pay-per-view was a championship match. Now, there was a dark match which didn't air on the actual pay-per-view. It was Super Crazy defeating Carlito. The Caribbean Cool Carlito. That was not on the actual pay-per-view. What am I getting at? Night of Champions is a simple concept to grasp. It is a simple concept to grasp that WWE and its fucking 8,000 writers, not really 8,000, it's more like 20, 30, probably more than that. I don't fucking know, man. These multitude of writers have completely watered down what was and could have been a special pay-per-view, man. Night of Champions once a year. The one night each and every champion in the WWE unites on the same card to go into that arena and compete to defend your championships. The challengers, they are there to fucking make history, to boost their career, to be the one to say, I'm here, and the only thing that is important to me is championship gold. That's it. Night of Champions could have been one of the big five. One of the big five. You have the Royal Rumble, you have WrestleMania, you had King of the Ring until you fucked that up, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. King of the Ring is no more. Breaks my heart to say that. King of the Ring is no longer a pay-per-view event. Why? I don't know. Why? I don't know. An 8-man tournament in one night is exactly what people love to see. Love to see. Go back and watch the 1993 King of the Ring, man. Seriously. Go back and watch the 1993 King of the Ring. One of the best pay-per-views I have ever seen WWF put on. It had everything, man. It had Macho Man, Bobby Heenan, and Jim Ross on commentary. It had the struggle of Bret the Hitman Hart fighting 3 times in one night. Razor Ramon in a rematch from the 1993 Royal Rumble. Mr. Perfect in round 2, which was a rematch from their classic SummerSlam match. And then he goes on to fight Bam Bam Bigelow. But it's not just the 3 matches that Bret Hart was in. Razor Ramon beat the shit out of him. Mr. Perfect nearly fucking killed him. And then he goes into fucking Bam Bam Bigelow with tape around his fingers, a possible broken hand, limping, obviously fucking battered and bruised. Can Bret Hart win the King of the Ring? And then, out of everything, against all the odds, Bret Hart won the King of the Ring tournament and was crowned the 1993 King of the Ring. Now, they gave Bret Hart the King of the Ring because of what happened prior with Hulk Hogan and Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9. King of the Ring was there to give Bret Hart something because of what happened with Hulk Hogan, man. I don't know why Hogan won the title at WrestleMania 9. I don't know why Hogan beat Yokozuna in the main event, after the main event. I don't know none of that, man. I don't know none of that. I was too young to be thinking about that type of shit, and right now nobody gives a fuck about what happened back at WrestleMania 9 in Las Vegas at Caesar's Palace. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So Bret Hart won the King of the Ring, and that was there specifically to enhance Bret Hart. Now, we were supposed to get Bret Hart versus Hulk Hogan, but Hulk Hogan did not want to lose to someone like Bret Hart simply because he thought Bret Hart was too small. He didn't want to lose to Bret Hart, who was a lot smaller than he was, man. Fuck that. Seriously, fuck that. So Bret Hart beats Bam Bam, beats Perfect, and beats Razor Ramon in the 1993 King of the Ring. Then after all that, he gets fucked up by Jerry the King Lawler, and we get on to their match at SummerSlam, where one of my favorite SummerSlam moments of all time happens. Jerry the King Lawler comes down on crutches. He can't wrestle. He's playing the fucking heel brilliantly, and hires Doink the Clown to fight Bret Hart at SummerSlam, only to reveal that he's not really injured. And after Bret Hart wrestled a great fucking match with Doink for 20 plus minutes, Jerry the King Lawler then wants to get in there and fight Bret Hart, because that's what great heels do. That's what happened with the King of the Ring, man. The struggle of Bret Hart, the journey that we all went on with Bret Hart to win King of the Ring was absolutely fucking fantastic. And then the same thing happened the next year with Owen Hart, who won the 1994 King of the Ring. And we all know what that did for his career, man. The King of Hearts. The King of Hearts was born. Unbelievable, man. But Bret and Owen, you know, none of that. And the history that stands behind the King of the Ring doesn't get through to Vince McMahon. According to Justin LaBar, Vince McMahon hates tournaments. King of the Ring was wiped away. We never seen it again. Everybody who won King of the Ring recently has gone nowhere. The good that pay-per-view, that concept has done for people is no more. Brock Lesnar, Stone Cold, Owen, Bret. Nothing. It's wiped away in the annals of WWE history. They got rid of that pay-per-view, which could have continued on to this very day. The tradition of King of the Ring could have continued on. Same thing with Night of Champions. Night of Champions, like I said, is a concept that is so simple to grasp, and WWE has fucked it up, man. It should be a pay-per-view for champions. It should only be a pay-per-view where you book championship matches. Why am I going to invest my time in the Night of Champions concept if I'm going to be seeing matches like Rusev and fucking Dolph Ziggler? Why? Why am I going to care about matches with Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family against Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns? It does not fit into the concept. They are not champions. Night of Champions should be a night for champions. This could have been the biggest pay-per-view outside of SummerSlam and WrestleMania. Royal Rumble is garbage. Royal Rumble has been completely fucking devalued by WWE. I will never look at the Royal Rumble the same ever again, man. And that is coming from me, who the Royal Rumble has been my favorite pay-per-view all year, man. It still continues to be the most exciting portion or part of the year. Royal Rumble, man. Coming into January, starting a new year, starting the WWE calendar off right, man. Royal Rumble. WWE always fucks it up. always fucks it up. The tradition of the Royal Rumble is no more. And they did the same thing to me with King of the Ring. And then they continue to fucking bury Survivor Series, man. These pay-per-views, which, are built based off tradition. You don't even need to book these pay-per-views and fucking drive yourself crazy with booking matches, man. They book themselves. Night of Champions books itself. A night for champion. How difficult is that concept? Why are you devaluing a pay-per-view such as this? With such an easy task in front of you. Nobody wants to see Rusev and Ziggler on Night of Champions. What gives the viewer any idea that this belongs on Night of Champions, man? Ziggler and Rusev, are they champions? No. If I was either one of those guys, I wouldn't even want to be on the pay-per-view because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And this trend continued for a few years. Championship matches were the only thing that were booked on this pay-per-view. And then WWE started to get away from that slowly as the years went on. You started to see less and less championship matches. Now, the WWE has gotten away from all these championships, man. The World Tag Team Championship, the Cruiserweight, the ECW, your fucking sister's title, your mother's title. Whatever, man. They got away from all these fucking championship belts, alright? It's a 3-hour pay-per-view. I do not want to hear the excuse that WWE doesn't have enough championships to fucking book an entire 3-hour pay-per-view. First of all, number one, the pay-per-views never go the full 3 hours. Number two, they have enough talent and enough champions on the roster to give enough time to, match-wise, to book a 3-hour pay-per-view and have it mean something. Seriously, every champion on the WWE roster in NXT and on WWE television, Raw and SmackDown, should have been giving a meaningful fucking feud going into this pay-per-view. Every storyline that we've seen on Monday Night Raw should have involved these champions under the WWE banner. That means Finn Balor. That means Bayley. That means Seth Rollins. That means A New Day. You name it. You name it. The Vaudevillains. Everybody. Everybody who holds a championship in the WWE should have been highlighted on the main roster leading towards this pay-per-view. There's no reason for me to invest my time in a Night of Champions pay-per-view when the concept of the pay-per-view is not taken into consideration. It's thrown out the window. The concept of Night of Champions doesn't even exist. Why it's on the pay-per-view calendar, I don't fucking know. I don't know, man. You could put anything on the pay-per-view calendar. Anything to replace this pay-per-view. Anything. And I would be okay with it. The fact that it's still Night of Champions, it bothers me, man. As a fan, it bothers me. It makes no sense. Creatively, it makes no sense. It's a disrespect to the championships and the champions and the challengers going after those championships. For what? This is a Night of Champions, man. This is a night for champions to thrive. A night for the champions to go in and fight to retain the gold that they hold, that they own, that you carry around proudly for the company. This is a night for challengers to go in there and fight the champions and try and take the gold. You know, this is a time for the challengers and the champions collectively to go in there and fight over something that should be the most important thing in their division. Whether you're in the mid-card, whether you're in the main event, whether you're the tag team division, this is an opportunity for you to fight and show us, the viewer, what is the most important thing right now in your career. Championship gold being number one. WWE has booked this pay-per-view the completely wrong way, man. The completely wrong way. They started off with the right concept. Now in 2015, it is completely fucking irrelevant. And to me, as a fan, that bothers me, bro. That bothers me. Now you're probably asking, JD, you got 3 hours to fill, right? And you got how many championships in the WWE? How would you book Night of Champions? Well, let me go to my notes. Let me go to my notes here. We obviously have Sting and Seth Rollins, correct? Sting and Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The one thing that Sting should have made quite evident out of all this is the one reason why he's in WWE, man. Not to kiss Triple H's ass, not to go after Seth Rollins and say, listen, I'm going to stop Seth Rollins because he's not half the man Triple H is. Enough of Triple H and fucking enough of him kissing Triple H's ass. Enough of that. Enough of that. You're not here for this. You're not here for this, man. You're here for the WWE Championship. The one gold that you haven't held in your entire wrestling career. That should be the only thing on your mind. Not Triple H, not Seth Rollins, not a fucking statue made out to Seth Rollins because he beat John Cena at SummerSlam. Give me a fucking break. Who's writing this garbage? Who is writing this garbage, man? When I envision WWE writers, man, I envision a kindergarten class on break, coloring in their fucking coloring books, man. Coloring outside the lines. That's how fucking retarded they are. Who books this fucking garbage? Who scripts this garbage? It's even worse that Vince McMahon okays this trash. Sting versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship. You want to bring in Sting? You put him in something important. You want to put him in something important? Give us, the fans, the reason why Sting is here. For the gold. I don't give a fuck about anything else, man. If you are an active competitor, if you are a fighter, if you are a wrestler, if you're fighting in the UFC, the one thing that is the most important to you is championships. Wins. Sting should be at Night of Champions for no other reason than to win that WWE Championship. Seth Rollins should be at Night of Champions for no other reason to defend his gold proudly. That's it. Simple. Simple. You could have used the statue to build this feud up, to introduce Sting as they raised that black curtain where the statue should have been. Perfect. Boom. Now you book it as if Sting wants the gold and nothing else but the gold. That's it. Now that Seth Rollins is the United States Champion, you book him in the opening match with John Cena for the United States Championship. Easy. Listen, you want to be the bearer of two titles, you have to fucking defend both titles. Seth Rollins needs to be a defending and fighting champion. Simple as that. I would have booked it the same exact way each and every one of us is thinking, man. Rollins and Cena to open up the fucking show. Pending outcome, I don't know what WWE's got planned. And then you go on to the main event where Rollins, after fighting John Cena in a hellacious match, goes on to defend the WWE Championship against Sting. He's a champion, right? Show me how badly you want it, man. That's what Night of Champions is about. Night of Champions should have been built around Seth Rollins. He's a champion, man. He's U.S. champion and WWE champion. How badly do you want it? You're a champion in the company, right? Show me. Show me how important those belts mean to you, man. That's it. That is it. No other funny business about it, man. There's no confusion. There's no scratching your head. There's no fucking sitting in the boardroom pondering, wondering, how are we going to book storylines? That's it. Championships is the main reason why we have this pay-per-view. Simple. Simple. IC title. Apparently they're giving Ryback and Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Championship. Fine. Does it have a story? I don't fucking know. I really don't. I don't see no story being built. The only time, I don't watch SmackDown, by the way. The only time I've seen Kevin Owens on Raw interact with Ryback is him eating an apple on this past Monday's Raw. That's it. And then Ryback was looking, not into the fucking camera, he was looking off a teleprompter somewhere, reading off a teleprompter while Renee Young interviewed him. Another thing I'm fucking just cringing about every time I think about it. The promos are so fucking scripted, man. You're an Intercontinental Champion. Please, enough of the fucking scripted garbage. Sound genuine when you talk to me. I don't believe Ryback is an IC champion, man. Kevin Owens, on the other hand, yes, I believe he will win the Intercontinental Championship. That's what's best for business. Ryback versus Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Championship. I kind of knew they were going that route after the last several weeks. Kind of sucks to be Cesaro, man. But, you know, if Kevin Owens and Cesaro and that feud is revisited, then that feud would actually have some meaning because they're fighting over gold, right? Tag Team Championships, Dudleys versus The New Day. I see this being the match. I don't know why WWE gave this away a few weeks back on Monday Night Raw. I would have completely saved this. I would have had the Dudleys go through a string of teams. I would have had a New Day get the rematch, or I would have the Primetime Players get their rematch on Monday Night Raw 1 week before, Night of Champions, and then the New Day would beat them and then go on to fight the Dudleys, man, and then we would have the first confrontation there at Night of Champions, man. The fact that we got this match already just is complete fucking laziness. So Dudley's and A New Day for the Tag Team Championships. That's 1, 2, 3 matches you got right there on a 3-hour pay-per-view, man. Ryback and Owens could easily get about 20 minutes. Rollins and Cena, you could get 25, 30 minutes out of those guys. Easy. Tag Team Championships, you got 20 minutes. The Divas title, I would have completely booked this. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with the Divas Championship, but that beat the clock bullshit was a complete waste of everyone's time, man. It made the Divas Revolution a complete fucking waste. Everything that they did, everything that they're talking about revolution-wise was wiped away, man. They wiped their fucking collective asses with that toilet paper and flushed everything down the toilet. It made everybody look fucking retarded. Really? Sasha Banks in a 1-minute match? Charlotte in a 2-minute match? I mean, are you out of your fucking mind? Are you seriously out of your fucking mind? I don't know who books this fucking garbage. Now, if you missed my Monday Night Raw review, I would have had the women go in an 8-man tournament on that Monday Night Raw. Replace the fucking beat the clock Monday Night Raw bullshit with an 8-woman tournament. I would have had Charlotte versus Brie, Becky versus Naomi, Tamina versus Paige, Sasha versus Alicia Fox. Charlotte would have beaten Brie. Becky would have beaten Naomi. Boom! Round 2. You have intrigue. Oh, look at this. You have 2 PCB members going at in round 2. How are they going to handle this? Are they going to go easy on each other because they're friends? Or are they going to be competitive and beat the shit out of each other and show us the real meaning of what they want? The Divas title. So simple, right? It's so simple. Tamina versus Paige. Paige would have beat Tamina. Sasha versus Alicia Fox. Sasha would have beat Alicia Fox. Then you had Paige and Sasha in round 2. In round 2, you also would have had Charlotte and Becky. Boom! 4 women who know what they're doing in round 2. Then you would have Charlotte beat Becky. And then you would have Sasha beat Paige. Great matches all around. You could have built Monday Night Raw off of it. You want a fucking revolution. You had the opportunity to do it. You had the opportunity to present it to millions of people watching on the USA Network. And you failed. And you failed. Charlotte versus Sasha should have main evented Monday Night Raw that night. The Divas Revolution would have had a huge exclamation point on it. That didn't happen. What was the last match we seen? Sasha and Paige in a 1-minute beat the clock match? Fucking bullshit. Charlotte versus Sasha. You could have had either one of them win it. It doesn't fucking matter. Alright? It could have been Sasha. It could have been Charlotte. Then, before Night of Champions even comes around, then you go to the route that you're going, man. Then that's when you bring up Nikki's title reign. They're gonna break AJ Lee's record, right? Fuck no, bitch. Fuck no, bitch. You're not breaking that record while I'm on the main roster. Fuck Night of Champions. Fuck Night of Champions. I want you on Monday Night Raw the night that it goes down to the wire. I'm breaking your fucking record. I'm breaking the streak. I'm breaking your reign. Period. Period. That's it. That's it. One of those women, Sasha or Charlotte, versus Nikki on that Monday Night Raw go-home show, which is going to be next week. You have one of them beat Nikki Bella. The title reign is over. The streak is not broken. AJ Lee is still in the record books as the longest reigning Divas champion of all time, even though it is a meaningless fucking stat. Okay? But intrigue would have been built. Okay? Excitement would have been built. Now, you have either Charlotte or Sasha as the Divas champion. Then you can go on to Night of Champions and you can grant a rematch. You can grant a rematch. Charlotte and Sasha for the Divas champion at Night of Champions, because who right now is better in the women's division than these 2 women? You want the 2 best who personify what the women and the Divas Revolution is. Charlotte and Sasha in the Divas Championship match at Night of Champions, man. I don't believe I just gave you weeks of television right there for the Divas. How difficult is this? Why am I not on the payroll? I don't know, man. I really don't know. There's your 4th match right there. Alright? WWE title, Rollins and Sting. How many matches we got? Rollins and Sting. Sasha Banks and Charlotte for the Divas Championship. Dudley Boys and New Day. Ryback and Owens and Rollins versus Cena. That's 5 matches right there. Alright? That's 5 matches right there. Then you go on to the NXT roster. NXT title. Finn Balor. Who's the #1 contender right now, man? You could easily fill in anybody to fight Finn Balor on pay-per-view, man. The fact that Finn Balor is going to be on pay-per-view is worth the price of admission regardless. Finn Balor is a fighting champion. Finn Balor represents the hottest version of WWE in North America right now. The hottest independent promotion is NXT. Of course you want Finn Balor on Night of Champions if he's holding the NXT title for the biggest fucking hottest promotion in North America right now. Why wouldn't he be on Night of Champions? Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe, man, for the NXT title. Why not? Book it. Who gives a fuck if there's no storyline involved? Joe, the outsider. I came to NXT for one reason only, motherfucker. NXT title. I don't give a fuck who's in it. I don't give a fuck if we're tag team partners for the Dusty Rhodes Memorial Tag Team Tournament, man. I don't care. Joe Balor, NXT title. NXT tag team titles, man. Vaudevillains, you could put them up against anybody. Enzo and Cass. Whatever, man. The Ascension. Somebody. Enzo and Cass would be perfect for this. Versus the Vaudevillains. NXT tag team titles, man. Enzo and Cass will get over with the crowd. The Vaudevillains gave a great performance against Blake and Murphy at TakeOver Brooklyn. Boom. You got it right there. Then you could have Bayley defend the women's, or the NXT Women's Championship against anybody, man. You could put her against Emma. You could put her against anybody but Eva Marie, man. You could put her against a cardboard cutout. And Eva Marie would still fucking pale in comparison to the cardboard cutout, man. Seriously. Bayley versus pretty much anybody on the women's roster down at NXT would be great. Blue Pants. You want to put her against Dana Brooke. You want to put her against Emma. It doesn't matter, man. Anybody but Eva Marie. And there you have it, folks. You have Night of Champions booked with one fucking thing in mind. One progressive thought in mind. Champions. You enter the building. You enter the fucking show as champion. Show me why you deserve to be champion. The challengers. Show me why you deserve to be champion. That's it. That is it, man. I don't get why WWE has let this concept slip through the cracks. I don't know why the WWE has let this slide. To me, it's just disconcerting and it's disheartening and it's fucking upsetting as a fan. That fans have better ideas than the actual people who are hired and working for WWE, man. I would give my left testicle to work for WWE Creative and give them ideas, man, and have the plethora of talent at my fingertips to work with. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. That's my Night of Champions fucking card. That's how I would book Night of Champions. That's why I think Night of Champions is a lost pay-per-view concept that will never ever recover in modern day WWE, man. They had it to the point where it could be one of the big five, and just like all the others, man, the Royal Rumble, King of the Ring, and Survivor Series, Night of Champions is pretty much irrelevant in modern day WWE. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the fucking podcast commentary, don't be afraid to hit that thumbs up. If you guys want to support the fucking show, man, I got my donation link right down in the description. Donate to the show. Go buy a fucking t-shirt, ProWrestlingTees.com/WWE Off The Script. Go support my sponsors, WrestleCrate.com. And as always, Justin LaBar and his guys, man, Josh Eisenberg and Brian Ghoulish, Chair Shot Reality at WrestleZone.com. If you're new to the channel, please don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button and follow me on Twitter, man, at JDfromNY206. This is JD. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back with more WWE content for the week of Night of Champions, man. Until then, take care. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.